just hold on tight. Here comes Armageddon's bite. Can't open a twist and turn. Feel the power as you learn. Top rolls rising like the sun. Front press heavy, gotta run. Side pressure moves so fast. Fight for glory, make it last. Smash to the back, case the mass. Back pressure strong, never blast. Break on tension, feel the pain. Push through when it's in the vein. Hold your ground, don't give in. Feel the fire deep within. In the arena, battles rage. Strength and spirit break the cage.
Bam, we're live.
Damn.
How's it going, JJ? Good?
Good, man. How you doing?
Good. Good. I was saying earlier how sore I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm crazy when I'm arm wrestling, but I'm a big baby afterwards. So
Yeah, well, that's we're guys, you know.
yeah, for sure. For sure. Ian's just going to the washroom, everyone. If there's anyone in here yet. Oh, we got one anyway already.
Oh yeah.
Bam. Yeah, so Mac too.
Yes, seem to be quite a few tournaments this weekend that King of the Table was going on too.
Well, you know what? There's a one almost every weekend, man, or two.
Yeah, I mean, Ian and I, I set up some smaller local ones at my club, and trying to get dates for the MAC that don't interfere with something somewhere nearby. It's a good thing that it's become so popular that you can hardly pick a weekend where there's nothing going on, but at the same time, you're trying to be respectful to everyone else, but you got to get some stuff. You got to get stuff going.
You know what? I used to fall into that all the time when I'd hold events, but it comes to the point now where really, unless you're holding one within 50 kilometers of somebody,
yeah,
you know what I mean? You can't worry
Oh
about
yeah, 100%. Yeah, you have to you got to roll with it. Yeah.
Yeah, and really, what's our obligation? Our obligation isn't to the promoters, unfortunately. If we can give the arm wrestlers an experience and actually give them choices, like this guy might work this week and he's off next week because he does shift work. So, he could hit this one, but he wouldn't be able to hit buddies next week, right? So it's actually really good for the arm wrestling community, and I really think we just have to support each other. And then work, if we can work together and not hurt each other, then we do that too, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be.
And like you said, unless you're right around the corner from another event, having them spread out, even though they're on the same weekend, there might be people that are closer to one that wouldn't have gone to any, but now they'll come to yours or someone else's because they're close enough to go to it. So
some guys won't drive 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, you can't.
Well, I suppose in our situation, JJ, it depends if we're talking about a tournament or an event.
Yeah.
Because if it's an event, I got caught up with this problem last time, right? But you know what? If it's an event and you already have your card, then you're not worried about tapping in or hurting someone else's tournament because these people are being pulled all over North America. You get what I mean?
Yep.
And so they're not going to go. So it's just a specific amount of people, and then, we're doing a pay-per-view or whatever. Now, if it's a tournament and it's down the street and the same day, it's kind of a different issue.
That is different, you try to work together locally, but, at the same time, like here in Alberta, a lot of guys work on the rigs. So like, not everybody has the same weekend off. So, like one guy, my buddy Mike, he can come this weekend, but Jeremy, my other buddy, he can go to that event next weekend, right? So, and it's one of those things, right? Plus, like I said, there's not really a lack of arm wrestlers these days, and to have, I know crazy buggers, if they feel good after a weekend, they'll go 3 hours and compete again the next week. Because
we got a guy, David, compete both arms this weekend at Knuckles Up. I couldn't believe it, or at the KOTT, and he's on our card.
Yeah. Some guys are like
crazy.
That. Yeah, well, it depends though, right? Like you get in trouble if you get into a war, then it can be trouble. But if you're just firing through people, why not compete as much as you can, right? I mean,
he's a special kid. Eventually, we're gonna have. He's 17. We're gonna have to really up his caliber, but I also want to, do right by him as a youth, and I don't want to wear him out. You know what I mean? Because he's young.
but he's
Kind of
young.
the
He
same
heals quick.
Thomas Dumas kind of issue.
Yeah,
He's 14 and he's beating adults.
yeah. We got a kid here that's like that. Gavin in our club. He's young and he's doing the youth and he's taking medals in the adult class. So
That's crazy.
yeah,
Yeah.
So, and those are a special breed, and why not? Let them pull lots. They're young, they heal a little quicker than we do. And as long as they're staying safe, right? I mean, we're just gonna have a bigger star base going forward, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah, definitely seems to be a good crop of
yeah,
younger generation entering the sport, which is
more
obviously
now than ever
great to
before.
see. 100%.
Yeah. We're doing something right, you know what I mean? And
Yeah. Yeah.
it's the women. Like I don't charge entry fees for, but I mean it doesn't even help.
Really, yeah.
So I'm gonna keep doing my best to reaching out to women, try to get them involved.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
we do the same, and we encourage we try to get some at our practices and in our club, and we do
yeah,
have two or three that come just about every week to practice, and it's just a
yeah.
nice dynamic to have the variety, and the women
Yeah.
really love it as much as the guys
Oh
once they
yeah.
get in.
Well, once they get in it, they're passionate and crazy about
Oh
it
yeah,
just as much, right? Yeah, like
well, there's definitely something about this particular sport that really gets you hooked in a very passionate way. Just
it's a
I think
community.
it's a very, you know, obviously you're holding hands with the person, but it's just a very close sport. You're feeling that person's power. You're struggling back and forth, and there's just a closeness to the sport that you don't have in a lot of other sports. But
Yep, I agree 100%. I mean,
And you really don't have anybody to blame but yourself when you
no,
don't have the
no,
results.
and it's and part of that is that humbling that you get at the table. What can you do except congratulate the guy and be like, wow, that's impressive
Oh,
power, and go back to work, and
well,
you're hungry to
this shirt I'm wearing right now, I won it for my super match. It says in loving memory of Ty Sakal in the back. I won it, and the guy that I beat, Byron, he ran up and he said that he wanted to make sure that he could present me with it.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, so you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
And he gave me a big hug, and I told him I love you,
yeah,
brother, right? So
yeah.
I
That's
did something
amazing.
similar. I won a super match in Vegas, but it was one of these, like I was down, I think 3-0, and the guy was kicking my ass, and I actually came back and won the silver bullet. It was Arm Wars, and I used to have a logo, like a Grippler logo, and it was an Arm Wars Grippler shirt. And I gave it to him. I was like, we were about the same size, and I was like, man, you're awesome. Here you go. And
yeah, yeah,
sometimes when you go to war with somebody, you just have a
yeah.
ton of respect for them.
Well,
Yeah. You battle it out, and at the end of it, it's that mutual respect. That's win or lose. That's a good feeling.
yeah, it is. It is. I mean, even in my losses, I mean, I got something out of it for my soul. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
I got to tell you guys, I'm actually way more nervous about Mac 2 than Mac 1.
Oh, I know.
There's so much more. Like everything is just bigger, more money, more everything, you know what I mean? More matches, more like backdrops and everything. It's like turning into like a
Yeah.
real elite and legit sort of
It,
thing.
it's just a much bigger production.
We have the table,
Yeah.
we have the table unveiling. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna have the table, right? Should I
But
tell
don't
them? Should
tell
I
them.
tell them or
Don't tell them. Maybe. I don't know. I don't
huh?
know. Probably. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so we're gonna put
You can tell them.
a box over the table, okay? And
Okay.
spray paint think outside the box, and as it's being lifted, Space Odyssey theme music is gonna play, you know?
Okay, yeah.
Da, 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 da,
Dun,
da. Yeah,
dun. Yeah, like the orchestra version. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And honestly, I think when this table comes out, you know, it's not going to be overnight. It's not going to be, maybe it takes a year, but honestly, once everybody's had an opportunity to be on this table, it's it's going to be hard to go to other things. Like I know I might be biased, but it just makes sense. Like you have to be a hardcore hater to be like, nope, don't like that. That looks too fun. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, no, I like the
I can't wait to
100
get.
million
I
elbow
can't wait to have
fouls.
one day. You know,
Well,
I
here's the
just
thing. Thursday, I'm waiting on to see if actually, you know what? I could check now if we have a meeting, JJ, on Thursday to actually go through the pricing process. So obviously not everybody's going to need this table like the way it's built. Like it's just it's overindulgent. You get what I mean? Like there's so much stuff to it, and
Tournament
you
table.
can dumb it down. You can dumb it. What's that? Sorry.
Yeah, this is like the super match table, the event table, you know.
You know, so that's probably going to have a fairly big price tag, but then they're going to have different options, right? And then we got to go through that, and then we got to figure out how to market it, and you know what website's going to have, and all kinds of different things, right?
Yeah.
So that should happen Thursday. I'll tell you right now if I got the word. Uh oh, Jamie Staken says still haven't gotten my poster of myself. I'm like, I don't know if we're going to be able to do it because the thing is Matthias is so overwhelmed with production stuff right now, and nobody stepped up to make extra posters, and we just couldn't do. Like, the card is so much bigger this
There's an
time.
event poster though, right?
Yeah, it was on the
Yeah,
event poster,
yeah.
but he wanted an individual. A lot of people wanted individual posters, but like, you know, can I tell you a lot of the reason that we couldn't do it is a lot of people took forever. I kept hounding them, give me your photos, give me your stats. And like if I have to chase people,
Yeah.
you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And then what? You think it takes hours to do some of these things.
Oh yeah.
You know, so I feel like we're gonna have an SOP coming. You know, we're gonna have deadlines for people, and if they can't make it, then we just replace them. I honestly, we just can't do that. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I don't know,
yeah.
JJ. What do you think? We'll have to discuss what kind of, because like, you know, if you don't have enough in you to take us serious, then why are you expecting us to treat you like super pros if you don't even show us the same respect? You know what I mean? Like we want to give you a platform to showcase your abilities and treat you as professionals and have free hotel room and pay and free jerseys and free swag, and we want to do that, but could you maybe send us the pictures that we request of you with your statistics?
Oh yeah.
Like it's you know, it's
Yeah,
just a small thing, but
I'd send that anyway. Whether you're doing it or not, I'll always send that shit. Because you never know, right?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, right. You never know.
You know, you do a comparison, at least you have stats to compare the two guys with too, right? So
Yeah.
it helps. It helps commentary, it helps everything, right?
I'm really excited about our venue. It's got really ridiculously high ceilings. I think that's cool. It's gonna
That's
have this,
cool.
it's gonna echo like when the crowd
Yeah,
gets pumped, you know?
yeah. You're gonna
Yeah.
get that ambient.
Yeah. And we decided that it's a first come, first serve. We're gonna have like a guest VIP. So people that are special, that have helped out Mac, that you know we want there on our behalf. They're not paying, but we're not gonna have any like significant VIP spot. If you happen to, there's a free seat at the front and you want to take it,
Yeah,
you just pay general admission, get in there, you know what I mean?
yeah.
And I mean, for the space, 250 people, it's gonna friggin' sound like we're in an arena because of the way, like I said, the high ceilings, you know what I mean?
50-foot ceilings.
It's
Yeah.
it's high. How tall do you think they are? Like 30, 40 feet? AJ?
Uh, e- Probably 25 or 30. Yeah, I would say.
Yeah, yeah.
They're really. I wouldn't want to fall
Yeah.
from it. I wouldn't want to fall from it. I mean,
No,
it
it's
would
small,
end you.
Oh yeah, you would break
and
you break
the
it.
way it's set up, the layout of it, just a big rectangle with a stage and lights where where the table is going to be. It's just a perfect kind of setup for an event like this and this size. So it's going to be cool. There's a bar in there, full bar, and we'll have food from the place right across the street that'll be available for everyone. So
Our
it's
Yeah,
going to
banner
be
the
area,
going to be
access
nice
to everything.
our
Yeah.
banner
right
area
there.
is 40. What was it? What was it? 45, 47 feet long.
Yeah.
47 feet long.
Well, people
Of
are
the
pumped.
backdrop.
Ivan says he's
Three
gonna be
separate
there
banners.
Friday night. Yeah.
What'd you
Yeah.
say?
Ivan says he'll be there Friday night.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. And I guess
Nice.
he's got a match too. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna bring some. I'm gonna have a platform scale and a health-o-matic. Like both of these scales are in the hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, yeah.
And what I'm gonna do is allow them to choose like both, because you know how there's an average. Sometimes I don't know. I feel like having the two scales, they can choose which one they want to go with, or just do an average between them.
Unless they come out the same number anyway. Yeah.
And sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
And I've
Like if I
noticed
take,
too with scales, I can be 3 pounds different.
yeah,
Yeah.
I took a 25-pound plate. They both said 25 pounds, but then when it gets to
When
80
it gets,
pounds,
yeah,
one said 79, the other one
yeah,
said, you get what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the more weight that's on it, the more it might be off, right?
Yeah.
And
So
yeah, if
what
it's
what I
0.1
plan
per
to do,
pound,
yeah,
it's like, yeah.
yeah, because we're allowing 3 pounds of clothing allowance, but um, anyways, yeah, that's what
Nothing
we.
wrong with that. The no clothing allowance to me is shit because it's like you want them to strip down. Like, come on, just 2-3 pounds, man. Just make that the standard. I mean,
Yeah.
some people are strict. They're like, no clothing allowance, no clothes. It's just like, no, because you're lazy. You just don't want to deal with it, right? Just
Yeah.
don't want to do math.
I think that when you are too strict and you get like really into your feelings about something, this got to be this way,
Yeah.
you're really just stripping the fun out, because the thing
Yeah.
is the spirit of arm wrestling, or spirit of sport, is supposed to be fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Rules are guidelines, but to keep the game going, but if you're like an anal retentive guy and you're going to stop the fun because you're just a stickler for something, there's
Yeah.
really no friggin' room for that, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well,
So
I mean,
many great
it's all
matches have been
amazing.
ruined on
And you got a
phantom
lot of great
fouls.
matches. You got a lot of good matches this weekend
Yep.
coming up.
Did you say Brian? Did you say Ivan was in the chat?
Yep.
He's one of the six in our
Round robin.
six man round robin. So
Yeah.
yeah, so he's one of the main guys in that. So
Yeah.
that's gonna be
And
fun.
you know what? He is actually a good promoter of our sport too. That guy's active on everything. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Ivan's the best. Yeah, he's one of my
Yeah, he's
longtime
right
friends.
on.
We got into sports at similar times, and he's supported me every step of the way, and I've
Nice.
supported him the best I can. And
I've never
so,
met him, but I mean, he always acknowledges my posts and
any event, even if he's not at an event or pulling in an event, he's putting flyers on his story just to get it out there for everyone. So that's
yeah,
nice.
yeah, he definitely seems like a good guy. I'd like to meet him.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah, I will. I'll meet him. I'll be
Yeah.
part of one of these Macs coming up eventually. Oh,
Eventually, Max 3.
yeah, I think so. I think so.
Go.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Yeah. So, yeah, the stars didn't align for me. I did want to pull Tiny, but it's okay.
Yeah,
He's
no,
not
it's
going
okay.
anywhere. Yeah, yeah. And I killed some other milestones I wanted to get done, and I'm not pulling till April now. So I'm pulling in April in Montana, I believe. So
Oh, okay. Oh, in Montana.
yeah, I think I'm pulling Dustin Finley. He's a big up and comer there in
Oh,
Montana.
wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome.
he got a big win on Len Houghton in the summer, and
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got your time frame to train and
Oh
prepare
yeah.
for that. Then yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm coming then I'm going to PI in August, and I think I'm facing off against Sean Ross.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You know, Montana, like I really want to go now because of Yellowstone. And
Yeah.
especially when I found out that the
Yeah.
Dutton Ranch is real. Like when I found that out, I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
fucking
Oh,
yeah, I want to go.
yeah, yeah. Montana's a good place. It's Alberta. It's the US
Well,
Alberta, really.
yeah, I was also gonna say there's some areas of it that I felt like Quebec has that too, like real beautiful mountain ranges
Not
and
quite the same, but
not no, not quite the same,
yeah.
but I mean Alberta borders
We have more
BC, so
mountains.
your mountains are really tall, right?
Yeah, we're in the heart of the mountains, like yeah, yeah. And you can see them anywhere in Calgary, like from wherever you are. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's beautiful.
You
I
can
love
see the Rocky Mountains from Calgary.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. They
Seriously, eh?
surround Calgary, yeah.
That's crazy because they got to be hundreds of kilometers away.
It's about an hour to hit the mountains.
Think about that. You can see something
An
that's
hour
an
away.
hour drive away.
Yeah, oh easy too. Like you can't miss it.
That
It's
that's
just huge.
crazy.
Yeah. The Rockies are huge, man. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
driving out. I do all kinds of fishing and hiking in the Rockies all the time. Yeah, like I can't come back east, man. I'm a West
Yeah.
Coaster for it.
Edmonton
I don't
and
like Edmonton that
Wainwright
much.
is the furthest west I've ever been. I've never
Yeah,
been to BC.
Edmonton is kind of a dark and gloomy city, man. And it's like they don't even get Chinooks. Like we'll be plus 20 and they'll be minus 10. Yeah. So
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Who
imagine
does
living. Yeah,
Edmonton?
imagine. No, yeah, well, yeah, because Edmonton's a 3 hour drive from Calgary, or 2.5 hours
Okay.
from Calgary. But by the time you get to Edmonton, you're out of the Chinook zone. So when we
Okay.
get the Chinooks in the winter and we get really warm, Edmonton's fucking freezing. So it's
Do you know
like,
what a Chinook is? JJ, you know what a Chinook is?
The only Chinook I know,
Is a
there's two
helicopter.
Chinooks I know, a
Sam.
helicopter and a salmon.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's a native term, kind of. It's a warm wind that comes. It's
Okay.
like a high pressure system or something that comes off the forms in the mountains and then gets pushed down. Just
Yeah,
Montana and Alberta
exactly.
are the only places that get Chinooks. And there's a place
Wow.
actually in Sweden, I think, that get them.
Oh yeah.
It's another country with mountains that actually get a Chinook wind too. Yeah, yeah. I just forget where.
That's cool.
Yeah, but it's nice. It'll be minus 20, and all of a sudden, like within 5 hours, it will go up 25 degrees.
Wow. Yeah.
What's your favorite match that you're looking for on the card? I got a couple.
You know what? Favorite one is Joe Fox, Alan Ford.
That's a big one.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a big one.
it's a big one. Yeah. And I like both the guys. Joe's my friend, and I'm definitely rooting for him 100%. But it's going to be, it's
Yeah.
interesting. It's a very interesting match.
I know
Yeah.
what one JJ. He hasn't said it, but I know which one JJ is.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Around my area, that's getting talked about a lot. That match with Brandon and JT. So I'm very interested in watching that one because I do think that's going to be another fun battle with two.
And I'm kind of like in the same boat as you, having one of my best friends in Rick Heidebreck, and I
Yeah.
also really like Wayne. And I
I'm going
I
for
just
Rick.
can't
I'm going
wait
for Rick
for a
100%.
war. But I gotta tell you, the female matches intrigue me big time.
Yeah, they usually do.
I really want to see these
Yeah.
girls go at it. I just think there's going to be a lot of energy, and they're, female arm wrestling.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's on the come up. I mean,
Hey, yeah.
Gabby at KOTT and Barbara,
Yeah,
their
Barbara.
match was
Barbara.
unbelievable.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah. And
I was
it
gonna
was
say
loud in there while they were going at it.
the next time you do one in New York area, you
Yeah.
gotta get that Madison.
Yeah.
Law.
Well, Elizabeth just
I want to see her pull
she's been
Sarah.
calling me. She's been calling me, and she's asking me to try to set up her and Ursula.
Ursula.
Yeah.
I think Sarah Wilson and Madison Walker.
I don't know. Sarah Wilson's
Carrie, the champ, a champ.
She is a freak of nature.
But I'm just saying, like, I've seen Matt. I think Sarah still is ahead of her, maybe. But I just think it would that match for some reason. I think would be.
You think it's close, do you? You do?
The strength is close. Now, is the skill close? I'm not sure. But you got to remember, Steve Walker is Madison's dad. So
Yeah.
I'm sure she's well versed, right? And
Yeah.
then,
Oh, yeah.
then you get Earl Wilson versus Steve Walker. Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Double whammy. All right. Yeah, that'd be awesome, right? Father,
That'd be
father,
awesome.
daughter combo. How's Earl? Is he
Yeah, that would be
actually arm wrestling now?
Yeah, Earl's got 2 matches on this card. He's got Wild Bill right-handed, and he's got Nathan Leland left-handed.
Okay, nice.
Nathan Leland's a bad man right now. He's only been in it for a couple of years, but I think this time next year, we're gonna be seeing him in the mix with Knuckles Up, maybe even some talk about East versus West. Like he's that type of elk, you know.
Yeah.
He's got that big native
Thick,
friggin', you know, like
hands.
that northern, like you guys, I don't know if your natives are built like ours up north, but our natives up north are like the missing link. Like they're enormous people.
We have some of them. Most definitely. Definitely.
Oh yeah. I remember when I was in the service, we went up north to Raymore, where the trees, when they're branches, they only grow on the south side and they grow long. And there's moss that grows on the north side. That's how north it is, right?
Oh.
And this native guy was teaching us how to survive off the land, ice fishing, making lean-tos, baking bannock bread.
I love
And
bannock, man.
he was very, very native looking, right? Like enormous. He must have been 6'10" with like Levon like structure.
Yeah.
And everybody like was just looking at him like, oh my goodness. And then I asked him, I said, well, what do you do for work? And he said he was his village's IT guy, computer expert. I was like, yeah. He said he makes snowshoes and he does all kinds of like really traditional. He does all this traditional native stuff, and he teaches like soldiers how to survive in the winter and stuff. And then I'm like, what do you do for work? And he's like, oh, I'm a computer IT guy. Like,
wow.
Yeah, you never judge.
He probably makes money off the other stuff too, right? Like touring.
Yeah. Well, it's funny that he was able to embrace his native like ways
Culture,
and enter a trade that allowed him to continue moving with the rest of society into the future, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I love the native culture, man. I mean, I'm around it all the time. It's
we have like 6 natives. We have 6 natives on our fight card.
I need 1 sec, guys. 1 sec.
I'm blind.
Yeah. He moved his chair and something blinded us.
That is funny though. I love the fact that we both wore this shirt, and I know no one's gonna believe us, but we never did coordinate. Like we talked before the podcast, but we never talked about what we were wearing.
I honestly, until you got on, I didn't know that he gave you a shirt also. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Well, I could understand why you would think that he didn't give me a shirt.
I thought I was special.
Not a lot of people are walking around with these size shirts. You know what I mean?
That looks big. Is that a 5X?
It's a 4XLT. It is big. It is big on me, which is awesome. I'm like, you know.
Yeah, but that's comfy. I mean, this one here's a
2X.
Look at the 2X. It's like, oh, it's kind of like a little bit choking.
Yeah, but I mean, listen, I'm letting myself.
We're all big guys. Yeah, we're all big guys.
I need to tighten this up. This is a bit much. Of course, I'm in the worst position too. I'm like leaning back. I got pillows behind me, so it's pushing everything out. The angle's not helping me at all.
You're at the worst angle you could be at. Yeah. You want to have an up and downward angle.
yeah, because my Slim Jim body will really make a difference.
I know I'm ripped up really bad, and I still did. I pounded out a workout today still. And I can barely move.
Yeah.
I said, screw. Yeah, get back on the horse, man. Be ready for that. You never know when the next match might come, too.
I like times too.
Yeah, I try to stay ready because I mean, if someone says, "Hey, we need a fill in," and you want to do
Yeah.
this, and then I'll be
Oh,
like, "Yeah."
there you go, Ian. We got to fill in.
Well,
Well, not for the 21st because I had to cancel already. Yeah,
let's
yeah, yeah.
let's talk about the cancellation that happened. I want to say a prayer to. Well, I hope you guys all say a prayer for Curtis Mocan. He is in the hospital.
Yeah, he's sick.
Caught a really bad bug, so bad that like he had to let me know that he can't come, and so his opponent was Andre Saint Germain, and I talked to Jamie Staken, and he didn't have a right-handed match, so I said, "Interested?" And he said, "Yep." So
Good.
he saved the day. So
Nice.
because it's unfair. Like it's not unfair. Shit happens, but you train really hard, and then 4 or 5 days out of your event, your
Yeah.
opponent goes down. Right?
Yeah,
It's tough.
yeah, yeah.
It's really
Yeah,
tough.
that's mentally tough because you're focused on you've been focused on that date for weeks. You've been training and you're looking forward to it. That's
Yeah.
tough.
I know my daughter, she found out the day before her match after we had already traveled to Montana, and I remember how devastating that was. But some lady stepped up though and had a wicked match anyway. So.
The day before.
Yeah,
Yeah, geez, that is tough.
Why'd the girl pull out?
She got injured or something training. Yeah.
Oh, that
No,
the
it was
day before is
unfortunate. I know her. I know her dad. I know her dad. Her dad's an arm wrestler too, and yeah, he said it was just she thought it was going to come along. It just didn't. She was worried. And my daughter has a pretty mean top roll, so if she was hurt, she probably was better off. And it all worked out too, right? So I mean, she got on that Armageddon promotion. She was the first match on the main card.
Oh wow.
So it still worked out really good. Yeah.
I'm excited. Man, I can barely sleep. Like my brain is racing. I'm really so my phone will not stop. Even just I don't know if you guys notice. If you rewatch this, you'll see me. I'm kind of like
Yeah,
my
I
zoned
do.
out. It's because I'm answering texts while I'm on the podcast,
Yeah.
and
Well, you're gonna have to learn to shut it off sometimes, right? And just
yeah,
because I
I
get
don't
that.
know.
I get
Is
so
this is
wound
this?
up, I can't even sleep. I don't sleep good.
I know.
Yeah.
Are you being bombarded, JJ, by questions? And I know that a
Yeah,
certain
yeah.
person.
I don't think as much as you, but yeah, every day, multiple times, at some point, there's questions or concerns or something about the event or yeah.
I can't wait. I'm so giddy. Like I just
Yeah,
can't
no,
wait for that. I
it's
just can't wait to get in there and just feel the energy of all those people. And you know,
Saturday's gonna be wild.
yeah, I got people DMing me asking me to reserve. Oh, you know what I got to get though? I have to go out and get event wristbands. Uh,
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
yeah.
we got to get
Yeah,
those.
is there an
But yeah,
entry
it's
fee?
crazy that it's this week already.
Yeah. So why don't you tell us about that? There's an entry fee for guests if people wanted to come.
Yeah. There's $50 because it's a venue, right? This is not a tournament. This is a
Oh yeah.
show.
Yeah.
This is a show. We're gonna have lights, cameras, sparklers, the whole nine yards. Like it's not.
Yeah.
Forget what you saw at Mac One. This is different.
Yeah.
It's. I'm not gonna say it's KOTT or East versus West. We don't have that budget yet. But listen, this is
Hey, you're
Mac.
building.
This is Mac 2, my friend, and the level is like boom. Like we didn't go boom. We didn't go
Yeah.
boop. We went boom, and then
Oh yeah.
and which scares me a little bit because then it's like, all right, do we have the ability to go boom again? Like I don't know.
Well, you just stay within your means, man.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
even if it's the smallest improvement next time, at least as long as you're going
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
right path, right?
yeah, 100%. Every event there'll be improvements, whether it's noticeable or not. It's streamline or budget or whatever it is. You learn from every one of them.
Fair.
Just imagine we just went to King of the Table 13.
Yeah.
Imagine when we're at Mac 13.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was trying to sell.
Exactly though, right? Remember King of the Table 1? It was nothing like that, like 13.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
it still had a way bigger budget,
Exactly.
but you know what I mean, right? It was still.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure which crowd was bigger, if Turkey was bigger or this one, but they were the two best atmospheres I'd ever been in with arm wrestling. I mean, Mike Gould, Richard Lupkus, UAL was the first time I'd seen like a large body of number of people collectively stand up and scream when Mike Gould just stopped Richard Lupkus dead, and it was like fucking everybody went like, oh my God, you know? And then it took 10 years for me to feel that again in when Devin stopped Levon. And then I saw 1,000 people stand up and lose their shit.
Yeah.
And then Gabby, like I can't remember who had I guess either Gabby's match or Brian and Eddie's match got the craziest
they both were blowing the roof off. But when that first round with Gabby Barbora, it was.
You remember the second match where Gabby was way on the defensive side and she just did like this big sweep and just
unreal.
Boom! I was like, oh shit! But that was it for her. Her gas tank was depleted. Her hand and wrists were blown up, and
it was just too much, right?
Yeah,
Barbora.
She did lose the wrist even on those wins, you know.
It was all power, right? It was the power. Yeah.
Well, Gabby's forearms are unbelievable. I've never seen a woman like that in my life.
Yeah.
I think they said Barbora's are like 20 inches or something. Yeah.
So it's funny. Barbora is not nearly as big as she looks. Like I think it's because she's a woman and she dwarfs other women, but like I could have sworn I thought she'd be like 3 inches taller than me. But she's not that much taller.
No. Well, it makes sense. Well, like I said, some of these women are training just like the men too, right? Madison Walker, she's got 21-inch biceps.
What is
that's a girl.
What's
that's
her
a
age?
girl.
What is Madison's age?
She's like 20.
Really?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Don't quote me. But she's not that old. Like
no, she's a young woman. Yeah, she's young.
Pretty young. And she's such a good person too. Like I like her. Yeah. She's right. She's right on. Actually, she talked to her dad when I was with her, and
her dad's great too.
Yeah, we talked about a match.
Who's got
I
a
want to pull
match?
him, like really bad, just because you know what? I actually been seeing him for a long. He's such a legend. You know, her dad.
You know who's got a super match that we haven't talked about, and I'm super nervous about.
You?
No.
Oh, JJ.
Liam.
Oh yeah, Liam. Yeah. Talk about it. I know. I seen he's got a match. It's a left hand, right?
No, it's right hand. If it's posted,
okay.
If it's posted left-handed, I'll get on to that.
I thought it said left-handed, but maybe not. Yeah.
It's right-handed, and it's really kind of like Liam's return to serious arm wrestling, because like Liam's trajectory as a child was like this.
Yeah.
He was, by the time he was 16, his first national title was at 9 years old. Okay. And by the time he was 16, he was he hadn't lost to a youth, right? And then all of a sudden, he takes a loss at the New York State Championships. And I'm like, hey, Liam, you better get on your, because this guy's here to win. He's going to take your title, like, buddy, get on with it. And he took it personally. And he ends up breaking the guy's arm.
Well, that's not good. But yeah, it's
no, hold up.
Listen
to me. It's not good, of course, right? This kid,
I know what you mean, though.
But listen to what I have to say.
Okay.
This kid who had his arm broken, he was like, oh, Dad, I broke my arm. Let's go to the hospital. My kid, he stood on that stage as big as he was, and he just started bawling. And I had to go and console him.
He was upset.
And there was mothers in the crowd that were crying, not for the kid that's arm broke, but how bad Liam felt. And he quit. He quit for 5 almost 5 years.
Yeah, because it traumed him. Because
Yeah, he didn't want to be part of it. And
my
then,
son's that way too. Yeah.
then he never trained a lick, jumped into a super match with the youth champion in Canada, Casey Bosom. Devlin's like, Casey's gonna kill Liam. And like the first match, Liam grabs him, 5 years, no training, flashes Casey, boom, right to the pad. And like Casey ended up winning the super match 3-2, but it was a war. What happened was Casey's trained arm, his constant, and Liam eventually the gas. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't train,
you got the
you're
brakes on him.
He wasn't trained for any kind of,
yeah.
endurance or anything at that
he
point.
literally got off the couch and was like, "Yeah, all right, let's see what's up." And
Well, then he needs to get training. Then it sounds like.
well, he is trained. This like
Good.
the last two, maybe 1.5 months to. He's like, okay, I showed him a picture of his opponent who is 6'4", 360. He looks like he looks like an NFL
He's
lineman.
6'6".
Is he 6'6"?
Shit.
He's
Is he really
6'6". He was at our practice 2 weeks ago. Yeah, he's 6'6", and he was 367.
That's a big boy.
Yeah, so he's about 5 inches taller than Liam. But you know what's going to be funny?
Looks like Brian Shaw.
You know what's going to be funny is this guy's not like Eric is going to be surprised that Liam is actually going to be longer than him.
His levers are long, eh?
Right.
Liam from elbow to fingertip is 6'8".
Right.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, no, he's got that long wing.
Devin is 6'5" and has a
like a 6'7" reach.
6'7", 6'8" reach.
Yeah.
Liam and him are identical. In terms of the overall height, they're built differently. Yeah. Like Liam's hand is built like mine, just massive, right? Whereas Devin has like longer fingers than Liam, but this is shorter, like the pad is shorter and it's not as wide. So Liam has like my hand, just bigger, and he's got the mat mask finger because in football he had his knuckle dislocated, and yeah,
that's fun. Yeah, I'm excited for that too, because I love both those guys. I've pulled both. Well, I pulled Liam just once practice, but Eric I have pulled multiple times in tournaments because I'm too stupid to lose 5 pounds and not be a super heavyweight.
Well, Eric is going to be, in my opinion, he's going to be the stronger guy. Like I feel like he's more gym, he's more active and stuff. But this is arm wrestling, and Liam on a ready go is very difficult to deal with. Like that ability just to fire off. Mm-hmm. So who knows? If I had to make a guess, I think Liam flashes him the first round. I think Eric then gets fired up. And I think things will change when Eric slows the match down. And then it's a real match. Now, if Eric does it first round, it's going to be a real bad day for Liam.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
Well,
Liam's, even though Liam had a bit of a hiatus there, he still has a lot of knowledge and a good IQ for his age. He's been around even though he's young.
Yeah. Well, what do you weigh, JJ? I thought you were a super heavyweight. No.
Well, yeah.
You can make 242.
I'm barely a super heavyweight. I have cut down to 240. 242 to be 100%. I weigh 250, 250 something, but
yeah.
It depends. A lot of the tournaments near me, or a handful of the CNY arm wrestling tournaments, they're like 231 plus is the super heavies. So I don't have a chance to go down to there. If it's 243 or up, I'll cut down to do maybe both, heavy and super heavy, just to try it.
JJ, you're at the weight now. You said you're at 250 something, 256. What are you?
right now I'm barely 250.
Okay. When I started arm wrestling, like the first day, like as amateur,
Yeah.
I was 256.
Oh wow.
25 years old, 256, and I could dunk basketball.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's the day
I've never
you
done. I've
weighed
never jumped.
in and dunked a basketball. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was the same day. The last time I dunked a
Yeah.
10-foot rim was the first day I started arm wrestling.
Yeah, yeah. That's awesome. I saw the picture.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
wasn't athletic
it
when I
was
was a kid.
ironic. It was such an ironic. It was like a literal. Here's your souvenir for the last thing you're gonna do athletically in basketball, and then it was like from there on, it was just weight gain, strength gain, arm wrestling focus. I could grab the rim right until I was like in my mid-30s. But now I wouldn't even if I could, I wouldn't try it because it's not jumping that affects me, it's landing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what always gets you. You know, it's never the going up that's the problem.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what match was the one you wanted, Jay? What's the one you're looking forward to, JJ?
The match that he was referring to, that he's correct, is Brandon Alcesser versus John Tyrion.
Oh yeah, that's another one. That's another
Right?
one, man. I'm looking
Right?
forward to that one too.
Yeah, just around, Brandon lives near me, so in our neck of the woods, that's
He
been a
trains like
talked
a beat.
about.
He trains like a maniac. Yeah.
He's a nut when it comes to training. I mean, he works, 10-12 hour days. He's an iron worker, in the
Yeah.
local iron workers union, and he's got a crazy hard physical job as it is, which I know a lot of guys do, but he comes home every night and does a million pull-ups and
Yeah.
trains in his dungeon in his basement, and he's at the gym in the mornings before work, and he trains to the max, for sure.
Well, you do get what you put in, man. I do say.
Yeah, no, for sure. And he loves it, and it's just a way of life for him, now.
I had
You,
to.
you know what
Ian,
one could be like incredibly like fireworks, and it's either it's going to be nuts or it's just going to be one-sided. Is Curtis Cameron versus Doug Allen, because I could see Doug like firing off as hard and having pork chop on the defensive, and then just like a grinder, you know what I mean? But if I also could see, I could also see Curtis just, you know what I mean? But who knows? I'm not going to make a prediction. I don't
see,
predict.
I hope Curtis wins because I'm going to be inviting him down this summer to pull our guy, Caleb Freeborn. So
Interesting.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
He's our sleeper dark horse, man. Like he's a
Oh
killer.
shit.
Yeah. You do right and left because his left is his main and his right's not like his second hand, and same with pork chop, right? So
I like the Victor Belov match
yeah. Victor's
with
gonna show you, yeah, he's gonna show his stuff, believe me.
I know he keeps saying that, and he's Russian, so we can never count him out.
He's
They got
listen,
Victor
Buddy
and
better be
Jeff
really good in
Bradford.
the setup. That's all I can say. Buddy better be good in the setup.
He's got to be who? Who's got to be good? Ratty?
No, yeah. Gotta be good in the setup. Victor beats people that he shouldn't beat all the time.
The thing is at least this setup is new to both of them, really. You know what I mean? Like, or not. Ratty's got a bit more experience, but I don't even know if that's true because
Victor will still figure out the setup, though. He's smart. Like, I can see him figuring out a way. There's
not a whole lot to figure out. That's the design of the setup, right?
Exactly. I know, but I'm sure like as you go on, there's gonna be little things.
Oh, there's things, yeah.
Well, this is what I've noticed guys like to do. And they say close your hand, like close your thumbs and close your hands, they start doing this as opposed to this, right? And we got to tighten that up a bit.
I'm bad. I noticed something I did to my opponent on the weekend on the ref script. I didn't move my hand, but everything else except for my hand went right like crazy on him, and the guy tried calling it, but my hand never moved like a muscle, and I got it, and it was just boom, like right to the pad. I was like, yes. Yeah. I got my shoulder came up, my body, I felt my hip move, and I was just doing it, not thinking. Like, I don't know why, like nerves. And I just felt myself. And he's like, hey. And they said go, and I just fired on him. Yeah, it was awesome.
So I can't give a prediction, but I'm curious. What is your prediction for Victor and Radford? Actually, does any of you have the list, the list in front of you?
You know what? I had it up earlier today. Don't know why I don't. I'll bring it up. I mean, I'm not ever voting against Victor because Victor can pull off, like, he's beaten people that I would never. I was like, wow, Victor just smoked that guy. You know what I mean? So,
JJ knows how strong Radford is.
oh, I've seen some of his polls too. So,
Yeah. Ian, have you seen Radford's any of his posts lately on Instagram or something? Him in the gym, he is jacked like a motherfucker now.
Yeah,
Like he always was, but he's I saw a couple of his recent rugby videos and him in the gym, and he is like a brick shit house. I
I
love that
know, and
kid.
this is
yeah.
why I mean, I don't generally get super excited over muscles, but he does know how to. He does know how to. Well, I mean, look at me. I got a dad bod, and most
Yeah, yeah,
guys with big muscles don't really do much against me, right? But
yeah,
but in this case, right, like he knows how to arm wrestle fairly decently, and he's just adding size and aggression and meanness.
I mean
And
he
Victor, it's
yeah,
like he's the better arm wrestler. There's no question that Victor's the better, more
yeah.
experienced arm wrestler. It's just I don't know. Like Bradford is getting to be a bit much for anybody, right? It's like, you know what
Yeah.
I
I don't
mean?
even see the list on your thing. Where did I see it?
You know what's crazy, JJ? I'm telling you, I feel like there's an algorithm that's like
You,
blocking our
Yeah,
shit.
you don't even have
yeah.
a list. There's not even a list like that I can find.
I've posted this list several friggin' times. I'm gonna have to do it again. Like
Yeah, I'm telling you,
this is like
I'm on your Facebook right now, and I just went through everything. Like, I see the individual posters, but I can't find the
Well,
list.
we should talk about the 6-man, 200-pound round
Yeah,
robin quickly.
let's talk about that because you know what? Some people don't even know about that. Oh,
well, it's gonna be
Yeah, that's gonna be
it's gonna be
crazy in my opinion.
right before the pay-per-view and stuff, but it's gonna be the 6-man and then the native championships, okay? Um but basically it's the main event. There's two co-main events. It's the 6-man and the native championship belt. All right. And then we'll have a break. We'll rejig, get more cameras, get more production for the actual pay-per-view thing. So we'll be
yeah,
off air for I don't know how long did Matthias say we'll be off air for? Did you notice?
45 minutes or something.
I not long.
No.
It's not
I
long,
thought it
but
was like 15 minutes,
yeah,
15 minutes or half hour.
yeah,
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 yeah, something like that. And then because he's got breaks, I don't know if you've seen the schedule he released, but he gave us a schedule, and yeah, man,
yeah, yeah.
it's gonna be so like crazy. Like
People don't
I
want to
can't
miss
wait.
this one, man. I can
All
tell you that.
even the matches on this card, on the main card, that people say they don't like really, maybe they don't know these people or whatever, but I know them, and I'm like, these could steal the show.
Yeah, yeah. No. Well, if
Do you
they
know what I
don't know, now
mean?
they know, right?
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
people are they're all talking about the big names and stuff like that. But a lot of time, I mean, Jerry's a big name, Levon's a big name. That was a dud. That was a dud. No offense. Like
Yeah,
I
no one
felt
Yeah.
wants to
really
see that.
bad for. I felt
Yeah.
very bad for
People
Jerry. I
were
mean,
praying to see Jerry dove in and just like,
Yeah, it's just a shame that we didn't even get to see if that press could have done something or
yeah,
slowed him down, or but
exactly.
it never even
okay,
he could never even said
and
it.
this was actually the thing that I was thinking about. Why Jerry's press, even though it's better than Hermes' press, the reason I never thought Jerry realistically had his chance to get there is
Didn't have the back pressure to get it.
that's right. What happens with Hermes is he fights a war here, loses
Yeah,
his wrist, and then is
And
in
and then
pressing
goes to
position,
yeah,
and whereas like like Jerry's not fighting that war.
Trying to get the right
So,
way.
and and it's, so he
Yeah.
goes towards somebody that's pulling back, and it's, you know,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Jerry relies on his
Yeah,
speed a lot
he's
of times,
trying to.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's
yeah,
I like Jerry.
No, it was. I'm sorry. I was just gonna
It's
say
okay.
it was funny when we were, when we're walking around at the event and you're seeing everybody and trying to not feel like a creep asking people for pictures and
Oh
stuff,
yeah. I'm bad.
And
I want pictures with everybody. Yeah.
no, I know. And my son was there, and he was kind of like my photographer, and he's like, and I'd be like, oh man, I'd really like a picture with him or her, and
Yeah.
he'd be like, yeah, just go ask him. Everyone's asking. I'm like, I don't feel like I'm bothering people. But anyways, I didn't get to see Levon. He doesn't hang out as much like the other guys or
Yeah.
at
He's
the
more
after parties
secretive.
or anything like that. But
Yeah.
so when we were leaving the hotel, we checked out and we were leaving, walking out to the parking garage. And my son was holding the door for some people, and he catches up to me and he's like, "Dad, I just held the door open for Levon." And
Oh,
I said, "Oh shit, you did? That's cool." And he was standing there at the curb, waiting for a car to pull up, and we went and chatted with him, shook his hand, got a picture with him as we were leaving. So that was kind of
nice.
funny that we, saw him as we were leaving, and
Yeah.
he's just soft spoken and polite, and it was cool to at least
Wow.
get to shake his hand and take a picture. So
You know what? I hear you. You know what? I mean, I don't think any arm wrestler would ever have a problem with that. I mean,
no, you know
I
what?
just
Like I
I
said,
just had a guy ask for a picture with me recently, and I was like,
oh
really?
my god,
They're like,
that's
I'm like, are you serious? You know what I mean? I'm
yeah.
like, sure.
That happened at King of the Table for the first time
Yeah.
when a guy asked me to take a
Yeah.
picture with me. The same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
my son was like, "Dad, who does he think you are?" I'm like, "I don't know. He might know who I am. Shut up."
Yeah. 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 Exactly.
you know what, what's funny? You guys are gonna find this really strange, but I've been in the game for 20 years, and I don't have very many of those types of photos at all because, um, I just I enjoy the experience of the one-on-one. Like when I talk to these people, I I prefer that asking them for something. I'm not saying it's wrong too. It's very cool.
Oh, 100%.
It's a nice
100%.
souvenir. But
Yeah.
I love the fact that Eddie Hall took, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it was, talk to me. Brian Shaw and I had a
Yeah.
long conversation. Like I like that.
Oh yeah.
To me, that means more because they're really engaged, and that's the things like they. Oh, let me tell you something. When I went and arm wrestled Shaq, he came into the makeup room, right? Because they put makeups on
Yeah.
bald heads because of shines and everything. And I was talking to Candace Parker, was a famous women's basketball player, and Shaq comes in. He was talking to me, right? And he was chill, and he was just normal dude, and he wanted to know about me. And one of the photographers for the WAL took a picture of us talking. He
Oh.
didn't like that
Yeah. Yeah.
because it's like there's a time and place for things, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And like he was being just like a chill
Yeah.
dude.
Chill
Just
guy.
want,
Yeah. Yeah.
do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And I never forgot that, right? So I generally like I love looking at JJ's pictures, and I kind of live vicariously through JJ. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty fucking cool. I got all these
Yeah.
but I just don't do it. And I feel like I don't know, because a lot of in the arm wrestling world, especially, they're my friends. Like
Yeah.
you don't go up to your friend and hey, let's do, you know what I mean? Like
Oh, I
Well, I was
do.
gonna,
I do.
Ian, I was gonna
Yeah.
say, Ian. I mean, you're a 20-year seasoned professional who has fought and hung out with 90% of these people. So to you,
Yeah. It's kind of
it's just
different.
a room full of friends. To some of us newbies who
Yeah.
are new
We
in the
started as
sport,
fans too. Yeah.
we're fans and we've looked up to these people, and I might never see these people that are from other countries ever again.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Totally get it.
I understand what you're saying. I do admire these men though. Just
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
clear, they
Oh, I know.
90% of these guys that I've competed with, okay, but I'm not that they're, I don't know. Like
I know what you're saying.
you know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
still way ahead of me.
Yeah.
They're still like,
But
you know,
but at the same time, at the end of every event, I usually pose with pictures with all the people that I love to arm wrestle with. So like, you know, I get multiple pictures with all my buddies after a tournament, right? Like, you know what I mean?
You know what I was disappointed in? It was I could not believe that I was in the same room with Steve Fernandez. We've been trying to meet each other. Never met him. Didn't see him.
Oh no, yeah,
I
he was
didn't see
there. I
him.
seen him in the crowd. Yeah, I seen him.
And what's crazy
I
is
mean, seriously,
we had a 40-minute conversation afterwards on the phone in the same state, but we didn't see each other.
Yeah, he was there. I seen him.
yeah.
I like the guy. He's pretty cool.
Well, you know, he was also a VIP, so he sat up behind the stage and was backstage, and so he wasn't out and about as much as some of the other guys, you know, because he was kind of in the mix with everything.
Weren't you in the VIP section?
I was in the VIP seating section, but there were guys that paid $1,500 a ticket that sat behind the stage. That was and those guys got to hang out in the backstage with the guys and had full access passes. So they were behind the table, way up on the stage. I was in the first few rows of the crowd with my regular VIP ticket, but there was a VIP package that they bought, you know?
Yeah, we were, Andrea and I were going to do it, but then we were like, this weekend that we decided the week before to go cost us like $1,200. And we're like, you know what? We got some decent seats. And I didn't want to break the bank. Like you were I don't know, when I was looking at you, I was like, he's not that much further ahead. And I'm like, I think you paid a whole lot more than we did for those tickets, you know? But
they probably made their money on that event.
Falling on a budget.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's funny. You should have seen when we crossed the border, though. They were like, "What are you guys doing? We're going to Atlantic City." Oh, what for? And I'm like, "Well," I said, in my mind, I'm like, Atlantic City is a gambling.
Oh, there went gambling, buddy. I got him. I got the message. My buddy Sean was like, "Yeah, we're heading there now to the casino." So
Sean got me high and drunk, eh?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I'm a lightweight for everything when it comes to that stuff. And yeah, we're outside, and it's Matt and Devin and Sean and this other guy, and Barbara came over, and Jody, and they just, you know what? I got stupid because they were passing the joint like this, so I'm in the middle, right?
Yeah.
So they pass it like it goes Devin, Matt, then me, and then I pass it to Sean. Oh no, Devin, Sean, Devin, me, then Matt. But then it would go back. So I was.
Oh yeah. Or sometimes you're getting them from both ways.
And I was like, oh my goodness! Like it didn't go around the circle. I just kept.
We did a 2.5 hour circle smoke at Grand Prairie. We had so many. I was passing one, grabbing two, passing them out, and then I was like this, and it was like 2.5 hours straight, nonstop.
And then Sean, I'm like, Sean, I don't really drink. He's like, yeah, but what can I get you? I'm like, John, I'm like, Sean, I don't really partake. He's like, so it's white. What do you say? You got me a white rum and Coke, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, so eventually I'm just like, yeah, that's what I'll have. Like, it's like he wasn't taking no for an answer.
He's so fun to hang out with, man. I'm telling you.
Oh, he's like, what can I get you? And then I was like, oh, you know what? What can I get you? And then I don't know. I forgot to go to the bar, but at least he gave me a break because I changed it up on him. I was like, what can I get you? And he's like, oh yeah, okay. And then we got distracted or whatever. But I'll tell you, it was a really fun weekend. I love that we had the after party. I wish more people would have partaked, eh? Like JJ, I thought it'd be better, but some of the right people were there, which was cool. I'm glad to see.
I noticed during the after party when we were down at the yard at the bar there, there were still a bunch of people up in the tournament room after pulling on all the tables. I'm seeing all the videos of them on Facebook and stuff now. We should have walked up there and saw what was going on.
Usually the after pulls go on for hours afterwards.
You know who wants to pull Mac from there? Like really wants to pull Mac, and and we're gonna have to talk to the board about fitting the bill for it is Philip Larson.
Yeah, I know he does. I know
He wants to pull. He either wants to pull. He's like Wayne Wither, Rick Heidelberg.
Probably Devin.
Rick is on his high priority list, and then obviously Wayne, and then Josh. He wants.
That's what the Grundy thing was all over. He wanted to get Do Grundy, and then hopefully he could challenge Matt.
Matt Mask.
Yeah.
Oh, that wasn't real though, was it?
The Grundy match?
No, the Grundy match was real, but not the Matt Mask.
No.
No.
I'm saying, I know that's he's ambitious.
No. He wants Rick. He wanted Rick. Right after my match with him, I mean, or when I went. No, he wanted Rick after I pulled with him, Philip in Turkey. And he was like, I would really like Rick Heidelberg. And I said, well, Rick's got a few matches coming up, and we'll see how he does. And then obviously Rick's done well.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, you can't go wrong putting Philip Larson against any of those other three dudes. Wayne Withers, Rick, or Josh would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Ooh,
All giants.
looks like I might have to have a club super match with a club member. I think I just got called out.
Who called you out?
Hugh Nutbrown. He's a beast, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. He's a weight class, like he's down a weight class, but he can pull with the best supers for sure. He's strong. Yeah. And I'll pull him because if I did win, I'd go up on the board. So sure. Let's do it.
All right, so I don't have a ton of more time only because my son's got to go to school early tomorrow for some event, but
Is there anything you wanted to say? Yeah, like,
you know what, Brian, I want to tell you the 6 guys in the round robin, because you probably know some of them. I want to get your thoughts on some of the dudes that I have probably never seen pull or whatever, but Ian might have to help me remember who it all is. But we got Ivan, who was in the chat, Ivan Marrero, Peter Branna Jr. We got Razor, Blake Bullion, Blake.
Okay, yeah. I know him. Yeah.
We got
Matt Oliver,
and
I know
Brown Rice.
Yeah, so Bryce Zachariah.
Yeah.
So it's Peter Branna, Ivan Marrero, Reagan Goldberg, who is Razor, Matt Oliver, Bryce Zachariah, who's Brown Rice, and Blake Bullion. And I'll tell you, nobody has a consensus winner. Like, if you ask guys in the States, it's either Peter or Ivan. You got, I know a lot of people think Matt Oliver, in my opinion, is the strongest arm wrestler there, but Bryce and Blake, Blake is a firecracker and strong, super powerful. Honestly, I obviously I'm not going to make a prediction, but I honestly cannot tell you who's going to win this at all. There's no, and the top 2 guys get an opportunity to pull pay-per-view and future MAC events.
Okay. Well, Ivan pulled Ray Romanowski just recently, and I watched that match.
How'd it go?
Yeah.
I think. Did I watch it? I think Ray won. But
Ray won.
Yeah, Ray won. But yeah, which is good. I got to pull with Ray a bit. He's strong. Yeah,
We're strong. Yeah, he's a little bull. Yeah, Ray is really strong.
Yeah. I felt him. I was like, when I was holding him, I was like I could feel the power. Like if he was just go all out. Yeah, he was solid. He felt connected for his size. See, because he's a lot smaller too, right?
Yeah, he's a little shorter, beefy, but not huge.
Yeah.
And that's
I've been watching Ivan. I mean, he's pretty. He can be pretty explosive. And that Peter Brenna, isn't it? Peter Brenna.
Brenna. Yep.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
He really is, like, and the heart on him, and just the will to win.
Mm-hmm.
He's got. I mean, his main training partner is JJ, and JJ never quits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You got just really good mentality down. I like
And
it.
I follow all levels of arm wrestling. So if you're my friend on Facebook, like I have 5,000 friends, it's full. I kind of know. I do kind of know everybody. And some people go, "How do you even know him?" And I'm like, "Well, he's on Facebook, and I want to see every post." You know what I
oh
mean?
yeah, yeah. I'm the same. I try to
Yeah.
see
Yeah, and
whatever I can, whoever I can. I don't care
Mhm.
where they're from or
I don't care
you
the
know.
level or nothing. I just care about their
No,
passion.
no, yeah. But I do have some fun breaking news,
all right.
and I probably might not even be supposed to be saying it,
Mm.
but Peter Branna Jr. and his beautiful wife Gloria had their baby boy today.
Hey,
Well,
So
congrats. I hope he watches.
we got little Petey Branna the third. He's beautiful, 8 pounds, 3 ounces, 23 inches, little badass.
wow, 23, almost 2 feet tall.
23 inches.
Yeah,
Yeah,
23 is a lot.
He
Yeah,
said,
my kids were 21.
yeah, mine
yeah.
were too.
Liam, Liam
Pete
was,
sent me a Pete sent me a picture of him, and he's already like in an arm wrestling hook pose, the baby.
well,
Oh, he's sitting there like this.
hey,
I know what you mean, like curled up, like
all those sleepless nights
Yeah, yeah,
right up
yeah,
to his super match. Hey, he's gonna be up all
yeah.
night, no sleep.
You know what? Yeah, yeah. Well, you know what? The other good news is that they had the baby now and not like in 2 or 3 days, you know.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't.
yeah, in a few
So
days.
good job, Gloria.
Good job.
Well, they don't even keep them long at the hospital anymore. It's like 6 hours and they go home.
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah. They'll be home tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
They stay just overnight the once. But
Oh,
anyways,
they
that was
do?
just a side
Oh, they
note.
don't even here. It's like 6 hours later, you're gone. They kick you out.
Hey, Brian, did you know that they have to pay like $10,000 at the hospital for a baby?
What?
Yeah, buddy.
You can't even
It
have a
Yeah,
baby?
it's a
You're gonna go
huge
broke
bill.
having a baby?
just to have a
Huge bill.
baby.
Well, see, that's where we got
And
you guys. We don't pay nothing.
10 or
For
15
taxes,
grand.
we pay a lot of taxes though. But
Yeah.
No,
Well,
that's right. That's right.
we don't have America at all right now. I don't care. Like
oh, listen,
we got
listen.
as
You're
long as we have
preaching.
Justin
I
Trudeau.
want to be the 51st state, buddy. I want Alberta to join US. So
Uh, I know, but
we're
I,
the Wild West of
I
Canada. We might as well be
if
part of the states.
If Pierre Polyev gets in as a conservative leader, I think we're good. I think
I
we're
think
good.
he's got to revisit our gun laws and our self
Oh,
protection measures.
100%. This guy, just Justin Trudeau guy, just arbitrarily takes our guns away and
Yep.
like makes us Europe. That's what he.
Yeah. If someone breaks into your house here, right? You're supposed to find a safe place and hide in a fetal position. And if
Are you
someone's
kidding
in
me?
the next room, if someone's in the next room fucking abusing your daughter, you're supposed to just like run out of the house. Like, no, I'm gonna like blow his fucking head right off for
Yeah,
one, right? Well, I won't, you know what I mean? Like if he's breaking into my house and assaulting my family,
yeah. Or
like you
rip
know what
it
I
off.
mean? But
Yeah,
the thing is you got to go to jail here, or you get charged with murder. And then if you're lucky, if it was equal force, you might win a court case in 5 years. Like you have no rights as a person here. And if someone breaks into your house and falls and hurts themselves, they can fucking sue you. Like this is like stupid shit here, man.
crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm venting. Sorry, Ian. You did it. Your brother
No,
made me do it.
I realized I did that, and we
Yeah.
went from arm wrestling talk to
To
political
me, mad.
talk.
Yeah, I know. That's why I
Yeah.
don't talk about that shit usually. Yeah, because I get all fired up.
I mean, at least America woke up and got their head back on.
Hey, Christy Freeland just resigned.
Yes, thank you, Lord.
Yes, I
Oh,
know. Yeah, but too little, too late. Like, our friggin'
well, she just knows
grandkids are
it's
gonna have
a
to.
ship, right? She knows it's a sinking ship,
Yeah.
and she get off
But
while.
now though, she's an scapegoat because now they can blame it all on her. Right?
Mm, maybe, but I mean, we all
Yeah.
know what's up. That's a nice hat, JJ.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's
That's the other
hard to see.
style. Yeah, I didn't get one of those ones. But so now those ones are discontinued.
no, well, no, I can get those ones now.
So
I just
you need to send me one of those. And
that's the
I'll send you back the gold one. Golden
oh,
brown.
okay, yeah, because
That's a good deal.
those white, black, and gold ones are discontinued, and I don't even have one, and I love it.
It's untouched. I can show you. It's sitting on my thing right now.
Yeah, I'll trade you. I'll get you one of those then. Fine.
That's a deal.
All right.
That's a deal. Because I'll rock it too for you.
I got to go soon. I wish I
Yep.
could talk longer. I'm so
Oh, no
sorry.
worries, man. It was good seeing you, buddy. I'm glad we got to talk tonight.
Yeah, good seeing you, Brian. Appreciate you. Appreciate what you do. Ian, I'm sure I'll talk to you a
Probably,
bunch of times tomorrow.
Oh, for
probably
sure.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna work on that some of that stuff we talked about already, though. So I'll
I find
talk to you later. Like I said,
I got everyone's pay, staff and athletes, all in their own individual envelopes, so it'll be simple as just
Done.
yeah.
Done deal.
It's great. It's a great feeling when you know you can cover the expenses.
perfect.
Okay, well, listen, you take care, JJ, and have a good week. And I wish
Brian,
you, wish you luck
that's a
on
good feeling.
Monday. Yeah.
Yeah, Brian, thank you so much again, buddy. Really appreciate you.
Oh, for sure, bro. We'll be meeting soon. Don't worry.
Yeah, hell yeah. Okay, guys,
Okay,
thanks.
brother. Take
All
care.
right, care.
Have a good night, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. I like him.
Oh yeah.
He
He's
reminds me of me a bit.
well, nice guy, right? Nice
Yeah.
guy.
Well, not that I'm not saying I'm a nice guy. I just, you know what I mean. I just feel a vibe with him, right?
He's not self-centered. He's not it's not all about him,
Yeah,
he's in it because he
he
loves the
loves
journey.
it.
He
Yeah.
wants to be part of the growth of something new and exciting. And I mean, he doesn't fight with nobody. Like if you try to bring a fight to him, he's just like, okay.
Yeah, he's
Like this actually happened to him recently. Someone was a little upset and at certain things about our rules and stuff like that, and said they don't think they could support Mac in the future because of this one particular rule.
but
That
is that a you problem or them? Like,
and what's crazy about it is it's been a rule in Mac since Mac 1. The rules were sent out to the competitors months ago, and what they did was they chose to skim and went to the bottom where the tournament rules are. Tournament rules are different than Mac.
okay, yeah.
You get what I mean? And
Yeah.
then lost their mind on certain,
That's not even true. Yeah. It's like false information.
we can't, and there's an entire there's a YouTube page of exactly how shit goes down, and there's not hundreds of matches, but there's a lot of matches on our YouTube. You just why don't you watch a few and see how what the rules are, I mean,
Exactly.
look, we can what do you call it, lead a horse to water, you can't make it drink.
I don't really think you're gonna get a lot of flack from the arm wrestling community. I think a lot of it's old dogs or promoters that are going to be the most critical. But a lot of times that's just kind of like not a jealousy, but it's like, you know what I mean?
And
a
I'm
little bit. Yeah.
Point I've heard it all, and it's like, okay, all right, but we're proving it. Like what we've set out to do, we constantly prove it. We're executing. People are having fun.
Yeah.
It's meant to be fun, and so everybody that's involved is having a good time. So what we've done is all the outside noise for people that are not actually Mac people.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, but doors are open. If you can humble yourself a little bit, come on in, join the family, enjoy yourself. And then if you still don't like it, we're not going to hold you to anything. We're not, if you don't like it, that's fine. I mean, arm wrestling, the old style or the old tables and the old rules, it's going to be around. It's a fixture now, right? So
I mean, this is kind of going back to wrist wrestling days, your league in a way, and I think it's actually going to be more entertaining. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's just really. I'm not comparing it to wrist wrestling. Don't get me wrong.
No, I get
it. You go back old school. Every match was a grinder, right? Because you'd be starting wrist to wrist, right?
Yeah, no, there's going to be a lot of all the matches seem to be like these crazy matches, but what's crazy
they pull on it and they love it
is the perception that people think this is like favors inside pullers, and
no,
ironically,
both favors both.
I think it just amplifies whatever you do well. You can do it.
You got more room to do it. I ran at a pad on the weekend. I ran at just a little bit of pad when I busted the hand. And if I had that extra inch and a half,
Yeah.
oh yeah, it would have been
I
on.
still think in our league, the top rollers are, I think it's like 60-70% ahead of hookers
Oh
inside,
yeah, oh yeah.
which part of me was like, I really was shooting for 50-50, which would make sense,
It
Uh,
would, but people
but
are worried about people are getting taught so they don't be sore all the time. People are being taught more to top.
more top roll. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
and it comes down to pain, right? Like pain levels. So
Yeah.
I personally am learning how to hook. Is that my I would like to be an elite hooker one day. So, but I went top roll and press first,
Yeah.
side pressure. Now I want to hook.
Me, I always refer to people, I always tell people, look, you need to learn how to hook. This maybe Devin doesn't agree, maybe John Brzenk doesn't agree, but
Yeah, but you'll be put there eventually, and what are you going to do about
I
it?
think well, that's it. It's ground fighting, right? Like
Yep,
if you have to know how to wrestle and do jujitsu
yep.
because most fights go to the ground. And I believe, how
I'm
many times
with
you've
you.
seen two top rollers? They're going boom, they get a stalemate,
You know how many times I've chopped
and then
inside and won?
top inside,
Yep,
right? And
yep,
that's the fight going to the ground.
yep. You want that versatility, right? Like you know what? When I have a match and I go top roll and I get kind of the winning side, but they stop me, and then I have to come up and I have to either transition to a press or a drag. That made that match 10 times better. The fact that I had to transition and be technical in the match, I got way when I'm done and I win, I feel 10 times better than if I just flashed them to the pad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think
Well,
we I think we want to experience that as arm wrestlers too.
there's something that's happening to you chemically, like when you that endorphin release and
Mhm.
all that kind of stuff, right?
Mm.
But it is,
Yeah.
I mean, when you think about all the things that are gratifying in this world that last the longest in your heart and mind, it's all the things that
You fought for too.
yeah, that you worked hard for, right? Like
Yeah.
all the easy gratification stuff,
It's
you're like, it just, yeah, you know what I mean?
yeah,
You know,
I
like
agree.
whether it's being with a woman, whether it's putting something in your mouth or up your nose or
Yeah. Whatever
all,
it is.
it goes
It's
away
just
and you don't really feel like you done something. You just felt like you had an experience. But when you
yeah.
work hard,
Sometimes it steals from you too. You know, sometimes it
yeah, yeah,
steals from you. Yeah.
yeah.
So I know what you mean totally. I mean, like this guy I beat on the weekend last year, he smoked me. He's 3-0. So the fact that I was able to
What was the
improve that.
score?
What's that?
What was the score?
This time? 5-2 or 3-2. It went
Oh,
all 5 rounds. Yeah.
oh wow. So it went
Yeah.
right. What were you thinking when going into the fifth round? Were you like, fuck?
Well, I was a little worried because I missed the go in the fourth round. And then the third round, he caught my top roll and his side pressure was enormous. So I was actually going in hook. I was hooking. So last round I was going in. And it screwed him up. I got in there. All of a sudden I had my shoulder in and everything. And he didn't know what the fuck because I'm always outside, right? Like I'm always out like that. And
Yeah.
he's like, got me the ref script because he just didn't know how to position because I changed everything, right? So as soon as I got the ref script, now all of a sudden I went right back to my ace because I know in a ref script I'm gonna have my pocket and I'm gonna be able to, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be able to get it. So I did. I flashed him kind of in the fifth round, but he caught me in a king's move, like an inch from the pad, or like that close to the pad. Like I was with my hand, and he stopped me, and then he started bringing it back with a king's move. So I just jumped up and pressed it, and just pressed the thing. Yeah. So no, it was good. It was good. I'm glad it went that way because if I would have went 3-0, because it could have been 3-0 because it was two quick ones for me.
Yeah.
I would have went 3-0. I wouldn't have. It wouldn't have felt the same. I really had to fight for it, you know.
Adversity.
Yep. And then after losing 2 rounds the way I did, because he pretty much made quick work of me the third and fourth round, but it was just because I missed the go, and another one was just another little technical flaw. I changed something, and I didn't have my pronation active in the beginning, so. But it looked like, I was like, shit, he just pinned me easy. Like, am I going to be able to win this round? Right. So that's where technique, skill, taking advantage of situations, that all comes into play with experience, right?
That's true.
So yeah, it was pretty awesome. I posted the match. It's not the best production because I just had 5 cameras giving me videos, but I did post it. See it. Yeah.
Well, 5 cameras, you should have all your angles covered.
Well, I think I did, but it was like different picture because it was different quality. You know what I mean? So,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
but I did piece together the match and put it on YouTube. So
All right. Well,
get
send me.
time, watch it.
I
I'll
want
send you the link. Yeah,
please.
yeah.
But so you think this one's you think back to is gonna
I think it's gonna hit hard.
hit a home run?
You know what I think, Matt? This one here is gonna like it's gonna hit a home run no matter what, because I think like the image will be set after this one. The names, the matches you got this time, everything, like you know what? It's gonna set the stage for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like going forward. That's what I think. I think this one here is because even the video content afterwards, because now you got so many people are getting so many clicks now because people are looking for matches now. You know what I mean? So like even the content this will create afterwards will be I think this is your stepping stone to actually going boom. That's what I'm hoping for you anyway. But I think so too.
Well, even if it doesn't, it's still like you said. It may not go boom, but it's got all this content that we can work with and we
Mhm.
can promote and
Mhm.
market. And I mean, there's enough matches that the odds would say that there's probably going to be a few bangers.
Yeah. And you
You,
got
you know, that's
yeah.
what gets guys on TVs and asses and seats,
You
right?
got the potential to have a match of a year at your event.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, Dakota's match last year,
Yeah.
I
He wants that one back. But
yeah, that match was, I mean,
it
it was not only
was a
probably the
banger.
night, but you could have threw it in the top 5 to 10 in all of last year.
Yeah, it was
It
a
was
good
crazy.
match. Yeah,
And
really good.
good arm wrestling, like technical, and it was the perfect war between top roll and
And
hook.
Hook, yeah. And it was
And
whoever won the setup and got the go won. So
yeah, and
it
there
was
was a
actually technical too. Yep.
yeah, it was very like for two young men to like be so.
Yep.
I mean, and I actually saw Matt Wild's this weekend at KOTT. He's looking good. He's strong. He gave me a
Yep.
big hug, and I'm like, man, trust and believe. I'm actually angry that not angry at Dakota, but like it just kind of sucks that I couldn't get that rematch. But listen, it's gonna happen. Maybe
Yeah.
to breathe a bit,
Yeah.
breathe a bit, and then by Mac 3,
Well,
we're
I'm
gonna.
telling you, I don't know. We'll be talking because I'm telling you, we were talking matchups last night on the podcast, and
Yeah.
there's some matches that have to happen between East and West, like as far as Canada,
Okay.
like for sure have to happen. So, because we got guys here that we swear beat your guys, and then I'm sure you guys think the same about those guys, right? So, it'll be
I think
interesting.
Ontario's a little bit we're glutton, right? We're because it's like even we know how many guys have gotten to a certain peak, and it's like okay, maybe they get us now, but now we'll focus, train, get ready, and then we kind of have that attitude of we'll
Well,
get
we
you.
train like honestly, we're so diehard that we live, eat, breathe, and shit arm wrestling Monday to Friday, Monday to
There's
Sunday.
a lot of guys in Ontario like that, and
Yeah,
yeah, clubs like Picton.
yeah,
You know, they like Picton, obviously. I mean, obviously the Ottawa High Hookers, but there's like Spencerville. That is, if you're fortunate enough to get an invite to Spencerville, you take it because they're invite only, right? And to be fair, and I hope no one gets mad at me, but they're really the Ottawa High Hookers
Mhm.
because they're a bunch of old OGs that started a club, OG High Hookers,
Mhm.
and they all kind of lived in that region, and they were like, okay, we'll just start the Spencerville Club, right? And
Mhm.
so John Milne and what's his name, Justin Major, Jeff Slade.
Okay.
Get
Mhm.
what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
then you start realizing, and then they train how we trained 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. like very regimented.
Able
They're
time.
not trying to kill each other and win matches all the time. It's like specific, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And so those are the, you know, if I could redo a club, if I move somewhere or whatever, I would probably try to do that. I would try to replicate old Ottawa, and Spencerville the way they do business. It saves you. Like nobody gets hurt. No one ever gets hurt in Spencerville.
What's your top 4 clubs in Ontario?
Oh, I don't put me in that position.
Oh, okay. I'm just trying to get an idea.
I mean,
I know here. I mean, Red Deer Club, I'd like to say we're not the biggest club, but I think we're the strongest club overall.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and then
bro.
you got Edmonton Extreme, they're over 100 members.
If
And they
you
got some bees.
look at Eastern Ontario, okay,
Mhm.
just the East. You have teams, and I'm probably going to forget, but you got Cornwall, Arnprior, Ottawa, Ottawa Valley, which is like the Pembroke team, right?
Mhm.
You got Kingston, you got Belleville, Picton.
Mhm.
I don't know if Peterborough is considered East. I think it's probably West now, but like,
I seen all the clubs when I was down there because I was on ArmBet searching them up.
yeah.
Lots of clubs.
Cornwall? Did I say Cornwall?
You said Cornwall, yeah.
Did I? Okay. And I forgive me, guys. I don't know if there's a team in Brockville, but
Sudbury's got a team.
so no. Now you're going. I'm just talking
You're
about.
just talking about just central, like
I'm
yeah,
talking about my eastern little.
little that. Oh, I look at all of Ontario.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, but I'm just trying to tell you, like,
yeah.
if you're top 4 in all of Ontario, buddy, I just named you 5, 6 in a
Little
2
area.
in a
Mhm.
2 hour radius. You know, I mean,
Mhm.
you got like Buckhorn, you got Collingwood, Port Perry. They're kind of Port Perry Club is like Latin to languages. It's like it exists, but it's a dead language. Like they're not active as a,
Oh, they're not like okay.
but they are
Do they have a club in Oshawa?
Port Perry. Yeah, Oshawa. But what I'm saying about Port Perry is like what spawned everything. Do you get what I mean? The arm wrestlers there branched out, created all of our Ontario arm wrestling. You know, Oshawa, Durham, yeah, they have one. Whitby has
I was
one.
born in Oshawa, yeah.
Toronto has one.
Yeah, Table Monkeys, right?
Yeah, Tables Monkeys, yeah. Then there's Hamilton has one, but Hamilton takes like a fairly big region, right? They got like guys from Hamilton, they got St. Catharines, they got all the rural areas there. Yeah, I think I'm not super familiar with all the clubs that have been formed in Southern Ontario, other than like London and stuff. But there's a lot of clubs out there. Then you got North Bay, you got
You know what that tells me too? You guys should do some club events. Yeah.
Well, that's what Jason.
We're starting to do that. We're that cool. Yeah.
He's trying to start that with his tough events,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm telling you, his concept is, I love it. I think it's amazing. You know, I'm just waiting for him to do something. I think he's going to do something with us too. I think we're gonna like give him Mac rules, Mac tables, and he's just gonna run his own thing off of it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think like his first tough event was Mac setup, pretty much a little like more. Let's say wall setup. We'll say wall setup and 10x8 pads that were elevated. So he took the shape of my pad and put it on a WAF table, which was really cool, actually.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, because you said that before. You could do that. Why couldn't you?
Yeah, the only problem is I want to eliminate how like the whole falling off and having it to be a stop foul, because it's so you have to stop foul it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you've just fallen off the playing field. In our Mac tables, you never fall off the playing field unless you come right off the back of the pad, or you decide to come a full inch out.
Like a huge fucking yeah, for sure.
But
Well, You
Too
know,
bad
when they,
Zach and Dakota didn't get on here.
well, Dakota's been radio silence. I don't know if he's sick or what he's doing. I don't know what's up. I haven't heard from him for like 3 days. And Zach, he just couldn't make it. He messaged me about half hour in, and just said sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But and I knew that. But you know what? I figured, you know what? Let's get you on. Let's talk it up. I mean,
Are you guys gonna do a live feed, like a live commentary?
that'd be cool. But we decided, we voted that we wouldn't do that because we're against it.
Oh,
But if a promoter asks us to do it, we'll do it.
what? Why are you against it?
Well, I'm against it on the big productions because I know 3 or 4 people personally
Yeah.
that are cheap asses and they don't mind just listening to the commentary and rather than watch it. They use their imaginations to see the matches, and it pisses me off, but I know that it could take away from buys. So I just stay new. I don't mind the people that do it either. I don't get mad at the people that do it because I see it just helps hype it, right? But I see both sides, right? So I just stay neutral on it and we don't do it. But if you said, Brian, we would actually not mind at all if you did live commentary,
Look,
then I would jump on and do it.
this is what I'd like you to do. Make it live.
Yeah.
Make it have a link in the description to the Prem Stream link, right?
Yep.
So guys can listen to you. Yeah, I think it does nothing but help us because
I think so too, but I've also seen the other side. So I've
yeah,
seen both sides of the argument,
and
right?
you're not gonna stop cheaters. I'm sure we get robbed here and there. I'm sure, like,
Yeah.
it is what it is. But let me say this: anybody, the more eyes, the more talking about Mac, the better, right? And if you're discussing with your friends or whoever's on the podcast, or Dakota or Zach or whoever you got going,
Yep.
all I ask is that you just tell the truth.
Oh yeah.
Don't gaslight. If
Yep.
something's awesome, say that was fucking awesome. If it's
Oh, you wouldn't get anything else from us.
if it was if shit,
Yeah.
say it, because I will initially take it personally. I'll be like fucking Brian, but then I will like,
But you'll look at it and see where it's coming from afterwards. I know what you're saying.
yeah, and then I'll be like, okay, well, he has a point there. And the only way I'm going to get better is if I get real life feedback.
Well, you want constructive criticism,
Right.
right? I mean, there's a difference between criticism and just bashing somebody too, right? Yeah, like
100.
I get it, man. And yeah, no, that'd be awesome. I mean,
And
it'd be
it's kind of,
yeah.
it's like I was so pissed with Tim Talmadge like way back when, but
Yeah.
it's funny since that point. We've seen each other a couple times, and we're pretty good buddies now. It's like I even
That's good.
gave him a Max strap,
Okay.
to take home.
At the end of the day, like everybody is human in our sport. And I mean, some people say bad things about some people, but I always just like basically take what I get from the person, right? And
Yeah.
and I've heard bad things about Tim Talmadge and I've heard really good things about him. So, and I've never met him, so I can't personally say.
Fair, I have two, same character, but it's not like I'm sure people have heard lots about me and vice versa. I think like the personalities out there are so varied
Oh yeah.
that impossible to be liked by everybody. It's just
Yeah, we're not all gonna get along or like each other, be best friends. Yeah, no, I get it.
no. It just some people I'm just not their cup of tea. I talk a lot, people, so
I think it's important that as promoters though, like the 98%, I
yeah,
used to look at them as just shit disturbers because it's just so much shit talk happens on their pod. But their round table thing though, where they get promoters actually sitting down and just talking to each other. I think promoters should come together more. And I think instead of like competing, we could actually help. If we came together, we could actually build this to where we want it to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, put our egos aside, realize that we're all in it because we love arm wrestling and that we're all contributing positively to the sport, right? And if we can just come together, I think it'd be good. I think a board group just between promotions, right? It's
yeah.
like government, like the UN, where you get all the representatives from all the governments around the world.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad thing,
The
really.
only thing is you don't want that board dictating who gets.
Oh no, I didn't say nothing with power. No board with power. No,
No,
no. This is just a discussion board, like
yeah, because at the
between
end of
promoters. Yeah.
someone's always going to feel slighted and that someone else got the more advantageous thing. And
Yeah, I don't believe in
I
like
think,
dictatorial boards. Like, you
I
know what I
think
mean?
we all have to work hard in our lanes, be respectful of each other, and try to help each other grow in the capacities in which we can, and just be cognizant that show some respect. Like you are putting a ton of effort into building your brand and allowing people to have a platform to showcase their abilities and their skill sets. And this should be sort of like awarded isn't the correct word, but like we should all, say thank you to
Well,
that,
yeah, I
and
agree.
when someone else is doing it, you're being like, yes, that's perfect. Because why? Because now there's more opportunities
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
And
Well,
or the bigger that sort of collective grows,
it all grows though. It all grows.
the reach becomes
Yeah.
massive.
Well, look at it
And
this way. Look at it this way. Promoters don't look at it positively. So let's say I'm in direct competition with you. Let's say
yeah,
I'm an hour away and me and you are holding events or whatever.
yeah,
But you do a tournament this month and you bring in 20 something or 30 new arm wrestlers to the sport. Never arm wrestled before. Well, guess what? They go to your tournament, they love it, and they're like, "Where's the next tournament?" Well, I'm an hour away and I run one 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later. Guess what? I got 30 people that love arm wrestling now that went to your event that are now coming to my event. Like, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
why can't we just say, you know what? Your event's 3 weeks from mine. You know what? I'm going to do everything I can to promote it for you and help you, but can you give me the same in return? You know what I mean?
Is that not how it happens out there?
Well, we are actually pretty good out here, most of us. There's
Us,
only a few of us that butt heads. Yeah, yeah.
like,
No, no.
not,
But I see it. I see the disarray in Ontario sometimes and in the States and stuff.
yeah.
And I'm like, no, we actually are pretty good. Alberta's pretty solid, man. We're pretty solid.
Yeah.
Like, you can go to any club here and you know what I mean? You feel like a brother because we're
Yeah.
all, yeah,
Not
we're tight at the
Up
hip.
and Mac are pretty tight. Like they share all kinds of our stuff. We share all their stuff. They've come up to our event. We've gone to their events.
Yeah.
I've been to two of the last four, and we saw each other. Will, and oh my goodness, it's Will and who? Let's my
Chris? Oh no.
Chris.
Yeah, Chris, yeah.
Thank you. Saw them. We shot the shit again at KOTT. We genuinely respect each other and want to see each other's promotions grow.
Yeah. That's
And
right.
I honestly think like Engin Tarzi and Robert Baxter wish me nothing but the best of luck.
Oh yeah.
Robert was actually bragging to his partner about what Mac was doing at like in front of me.
Yeah.
Introduced me to his partner. Like,
Yeah.
did you watch it? Like the Asian guy that got on there?
No, I
He
didn't know.
introduced,
I don't
oh
think
yeah,
I did.
yeah, it's big news, man. But anyways,
Okay. Good.
he introduced me to him, told him all the plans that we were doing,
Yeah, yeah.
and he was genuinely like,
Interested and
yeah,
liked it. Yeah. Well, he liked WAL dates too, Robert Baxter, right?
yeah.
You
Listen,
know, yeah.
and picked the right dude, man. That guy is a salt of the earth type
Oh
person.
yeah. And he loves
Really,
arm wrestling. He just loves
yes,
yeah.
yes. He loves the sport. He loves people. He's humble, and he knows his stuff when it comes to the sport. And obviously, he knows business because it's good
Yeah.
business. I'll just leave it at that.
Like, yeah.
Anyway, my friend,
Yeah.
it's what,
It's
10 o'clock?
10 o'clock for you. Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
late, man. It's 8 here. I'm lucky. Yeah.
yeah. I got to get up at Zero Dark Stoop.
Well, I guess what I can say is I don't know, like what's a main thing you'd want to say to people though, like that could get them to your event or watch or
Look,
buy the pay-per-view? Like,
at the end of the day, I just want to be inclusive. Okay, we have women's matches. We have black people on our our thing. We have natives. We have all walks of life. We're about it, bringing everybody together. And I
or
actively
just all one.
I actively do this. I think it's important that every kid out there sees some sort of representation of themselves in our sport. You know what I mean? Female,
Yeah.
whatever, right?
I know you
Get
mean.
get out there and just have fun, you know. And if you can't afford the pay-per-view or you can't come, it's okay, you know. I know this is probably the worst business thing ever, but it will eventually go on YouTube. But
Yeah.
take a look. If it's for you, then maybe, you know, save up and come to a tournament then or an event next time, and buy a hat if you support us, buy a shirt, whatever, you know what I mean? At
Yeah.
the end of the day, as soon as you buy an item or you come or you compete or you watch, I consider you Mac family, because it's all, every dollar, every cent that goes towards us is going back in the community somehow. Do you get what I mean? It's
Yeah.
all, none of us take a salary here. You know what I mean? The 401, we just roll it,
Yeah.
get better, bigger, pump it out to you guys. Same thing. Like, look at it. I mean, we're the only promotion that literally gives the athletes promo code, said here,
Yeah.
you sell yourself, sell your pay-per-view, and we'll give you half of
The money, yeah.
well, not the money, but
Not the money. I that. Well, yeah, I know. You're,
yeah. So once, you know, we pay our bills with it,
yeah.
then whatever I get, you get identical. Whatever comes into my pocket, you get it.
Yeah.
And so that's a huge incentive. Imagine we get some real social media tycoons competing.
They can
Like,
make some crazy money.
I honestly, with our format, I don't know why Schoolboy or Artem or Coach
Yeah.
Ray or
You're
I don't,
right.
I know
You're
these
right.
guys aren't reaching out to us. Hey,
Yeah.
make 50% of the pay-per-view profits. I got, you know, 100,000 fall.
Yeah. I know. Can you imagine? Yeah, if they got 20, even 25,000 people to buy a pay-per-view. That's like, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And what ends up happening is we share half the profits. So we make that
Yep.
just,
Now the
we're,
promotion gets so
we're,
much bigger.
we're pumping out events every 2 weeks, maybe.
Yeah.
And guys, because guys are getting, well, not every 2 weeks, but you get
No,
what
I know what you're saying. You just
you
build
know.
up more and more. Yeah.
Maybe it would be once a month or something like that. And
That's a dream. Yeah.
then everybody's just living the dream like we've always wanted. And I truly believe that it's going to happen for Mac.
Yeah.
And a lot of the stress is off of me because I think my partners, they're grounded, you know, they're solid business people, and at the end of the day, we're treating the athletes as equals. We're not your boss. If you pull for Mac, you are an independent contractor. We are going into business together, and I don't make a cent more than you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
And
oh,
so,
it could be something great, man. Like, imagine it built to a point where it's like every month, and then at the end of the year, you have your grand championship from all the events that happen throughout the year. Yeah, something like that. That'd be
buddy, and
sick.
you know, you should see my DMs. Like well, obviously I won't post them, but
Yeah,
my DMs they're like three directions. Somebody reaching out, wanting a table that wants to start their own league like Mac. Two, I got this huge venue
yeah,
and
I know.
have like, we'll give it to you. Can we start a league there? Or I'm the fucking biggest piece of crap.
Yeah, yeah. There was a guy on the pod last time you were on that offered a venue, remember?
Yeah, yeah.
Near Kitchener in Cambridge,
Listen,
Ontario.
listen. He just,
Yeah,
why doesn't he DM me? You
yeah,
know,
yeah. You should have. Yeah.
DM me and we'll talk. And but yeah,
Yeah.
like
But anyway.
let's link up offline after or whatever, and we'll talk about next steps with the if you want to do the live,
Yeah.
I'm cool with it.
Might be something. I think, it's something that I would do and I always wanted to do, but we just before just said we
Well,
wouldn't
we give
because
you
of,
permission to do
yeah.
that. So, you
Well,
know,
I think for sure. I think Zach and Dakota would be all over it. So
like and I'm being facetious when I say uh give you permission. Like, dude, you could actually do it without
oh,
my,
I could do it without it, but we're not like that. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And the thing is I think all publicity is good publicity. I even like I'm starting to like the haters too, because every time I hear them and they chirp, 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 I'm like, oh, okay. And then something happens and it's like, oh, yeah, it wasn't really like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
oh, I did actually have fun. Oh,
yeah,
it
yeah,
was
yeah.
pretty
And
cool.
you'll see it too. You've already seen it. So some guy criticized it. Now they're like, oh, yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I
You
mean, I've
know,
told the story a few times.
yeah,
Like I was kind of blown away because I initially when he approached me, I was like taken aback because I mean I'm sitting there with a goofy smile on my face because the event in PEI went so well and we did like
yeah.
30 super matches.
Bang those
Started,
matches off. There you go.
started at 1:30, ended at 6:20.
That's
36
crazy.
matches. Anyways, I was so fucking giddy and this guy comes at me and he just like, I wasn't when I heard this was going to be Mac, I didn't even want to show up. I was going to cancel my event and or my match and,
Yeah,
and all this stuff. I didn't like the rules. I thought the table was stupid. And I was like, holy fuck, buds. And then
yeah,
he turned it right around and said, well, he's like, after competing at it and after watching the event
yeah.
in years,
Feeling the flow and seeing it.
he said, this is the only form of arm wrestling I think has a chance to make it mainstream. So I was like, okay. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
he'll never know how much
He
motivation.
is right though, because when you're talking about ESPN or some network, Fox Sports picking it up one day, they need to fit into a 2-hour time slot. So how do you fit it into a 2-hour time slot? You got 10 matches. Most places you're going to be screwed. But
Yeah,
now your style, 2-hour time slot, 10 matches is no problem.
no problem.
No problem.
No problem. We would actually have to like dress it
You'd
up.
have commercials
Yeah,
and it'd be like
we would
fillers. Yeah,
have
yeah,
to dress it
yeah,
up.
yeah.
We might like this time round. I might extend the break between matches. I'm not sure. I don't know. Um,
Well, you'll
maybe.
know after the first, maybe,
Yeah.
yeah, first
It.
5 matches, you'll know how to dictate it.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I liked East versus West, or sorry, KOTT. They actually had a timer. I don't know if you guys saw it at home, but
No.
live,
Yeah.
there were screens on the side,
Oh,
and
yeah, I did see it. We
you
did.
did
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and it told you when they needed to go back up, which was pretty cool.
Pretty awesome. Because then you know if you're getting behind or if you're ahead. So, yeah, yeah. Pretty
Yeah,
cool.
but
But okay, bro, listen, we can probably keep talking all night. So, I'll let
yeah,
you go so you can get
I,
some sleep.
I'm getting. Yeah, I look
And
like.
yeah, and anybody watching, if you didn't already buy it, which you probably didn't because he's only got so many buys already, buy the pay-per-view, man. Check out Mac 2. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna do live commentary on throughthefingers.com or do Through the Fingers podcast. I mean, we don't have a .com, so that's bullshit. But anyway, we'll be posting that. I'm excited. Thank you, Ian.
Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate it.
Well,
Thanks for
we
us.
love you, buddy. We love you. So
Love you too, buddy. Have a
yeah.
good night.
Okay, take care, bro.
You too.